All right, the section we're in section 4.9 today. We're going to really start this second half of what kind of fractions and decimals and how they fit together. Today we're going to talk about how to convert. So we're going to talk about conversions. And what I mean by conversions, what we're going to be doing today is going from fractions to decimals and decimals to fractions. So we're going to be converting fractions. Okay. Fractions to decimals and vice versa. Okay, and we're going to talk about kind of the easy ways to do it by hand, what's other ways you can do it with, technology ways to do it, and we'll kind of show you kind of the rules and how it kind of works today. I think it's pretty straightforward. We're going to start with one way because one way is kind of easier than the other, so we'll start with the first one here. And then we're going to try to play a game today, but the game's going to take a lot of setup and a lot of notes before we can get there today, which I think you're really going to like. It's actually a really, really fun game. But anyways, let's get to it. So we're going to start with changing a fraction to a decimal. To a decimal. Okay, so now we're going to start talking about the relationships, because this whole chapter we've been talking about decimals, right? And then add them, subtract them, multiply, and divide them. Now I want to talk about the fraction stuff we did last chapter. How are they tied? Okay, so let's start with this. We're going to change a fraction to a decimal, so we're going to learn how to convert this. Okay, so let's do a couple examples here. So the main conversion, if you're starting with a fraction, is knowing the basic vocab of the fraction itself. So let me give you a number like 3 over 4. Okay, 3 over 4. Do you agree that's a fraction? Okay, it's not a mixed number or anything like that. We'll do mixed numbers here in a little bit, but it's a fraction, 3 out of 4. The top number is called the numerator.
You divide top to bottom.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what we're going to talk about. Numerator and denominator. Denominator. Okay. Now, you just said it. To convert this to a fraction, you just divide top divided by bottom. That's actually what you do. It's actually called long division, right? You just long divide. We just talked about how to divide decimals. We just talked about it. That these are decimals and you can divide them, right? That you can put the 3 inside the house with a decimal on it. You can add any zeros you want. And the number on the outside, I don't need to have a decimal because we want to have the decimal behind. And you could go through and you can divide these out and we can do all the math. Or just type it in your calculator. Okay, now, and I'll ask for that number here in a minute. Now, the top number is also known as the dividend. Instead of just the numerator, the dividend gets the house first, and then the divisor sits on the outside. What I'm looking for is the actual quotient, the answer. Now, what do you type in? What do you get?
Well, what you type in is you just do 3 over 4.
Yep.
So 3 divided by 4.
Yep, and you get?
Then you get 0.75.
75.
Awesome.
That is your decimal. Now, what that number is, that's 75% likelihood. Okay? So, what you do is if you move the decimal over, it's 75%. Okay, we're going to start talking about percents more. Are we good with that? Okay, let's do another one here. Let's go with 6 over 10. 6 over 10. Okay? All right. So, again, the numerator, denominator, you type it in your calculator. 6 divided by 10.
Oh, we should have known that one without
Oh, yeah.
calculator.
0.6, right? Yeah, 0.6. Okay? That represents 60%. Now, why it's 60%? Is you move the decimal over 2 spots, and that'd be your percent. That's what I did over here. I moved it over 2 spots, and that gives me my percent. So it's 60%. Okay? Does that make sense on the decimal idea? Fractions of decimals.
Yep.
Now, why am I telling you this? Part of our game today that we're going to play is we're going to play with a deck of cards. While certain cards in the deck help you win, certain cards don't. So at certain times, I will be asking you to tell me what those fractions are. Okay? Now, the goal today is just to learn the game in the first place. So we're not going to be focused on so much of the math today, because I want you to get the rules down. Then what we're going to look at maybe Monday is we're going to try to play the game, but we're going to put all the math behind it. Does that make sense now? Which is not hard. You guys just did it in a matter of seconds. You already told me the numbers. So it is easy, but the problem is you've got to know what numbers to put in your fraction, and that's what the game will help us out with. Okay? All right. So it's going to be pretty straightforward. We're going to try to play. We can play 3 players, and I think you guys will like it. Okay? All right. Are we good so far?
Yes.
Okay. That's the first part. Now let's go to the second half. Now, second half.
Oh, don't forget we have a science test today.
Yeah, and if you guys need time to like study that today, just let me know and we can make sure you get some time for that.
Actually, we might need more time to work on studying anything first.
No, I got it.
Okay, all right, next. Now we're going to convert backwards. We're going to start with a decimal, and we're going to work our way back to a fraction. I'm going to show you the easiest way I can type this, and then I'm going to show you some shortcuts. But again, we're going to try to convert a decimal to a fraction.
75 over
Okay.
100.
All right, yeah, that's what we're going to talk about. So, somebody give me a number, keep it to like a 1 or 2 digit number.
12.
12, okay, I like it, 12. All right, in this case, how many numbers are behind the decimal? How many numbers are back here? Two digits, right? That is a 2-digit number, right, behind the decimal. In fact, what's the last spot, like in place value, what's the last word called? Like, where does it end? Where does this end? Now, when you think back behind decimals, you know, we had hundreds, tens, ones. What were the spots after the decimal called?
Thousands.
Yeah, you're on the right idea, right? We had tenths,
Thousands.
hundreds, thousands, 100,000s, those types of things. But what is the 2 sitting in?
Hundreds.
Hundredths position. That's the spot behind, 2 spots behind, because it goes tenths, then hundredths. Okay, we're going to come back to that here in a second. That's something we talked about in the beginning of chapter 4. Okay, that place value. Now, here's my little shortcut, so you don't ever have to remember the place value. There was how many numbers behind the decimal?
2.
2. You're going to write down the number 12, because that was the number behind the decimal, and put 2 zeros on the bottom. 100 on the bottom. 2 zeros. That fraction represents that on the calculator. If you're not sure, type it in 12 divided by 100, you get 0.12. And it does work.
Wait.
So 12 divided by 100, and it would give you the actual decimal. Now, here's the crazy thing. Your calculator can actually simplify that for you. So here's what I'd like you to type in. I'd like you to type in 12 on your calculator. And you're going to look for a button called the ABC button. It looks like this.
Yeah.
Okay? Then type in 100. Then hit the equal sign.
I already know how to use
3/25.
3/25.
Because this fraction is the same fraction. That fraction is the same as 12 over 100. And you take 3 divided by 25, it would give you the 0.12. It simplifies fractions for you on a calculator. It's really nice. Okay? It's called the simplest form. Now, let's do another one. I want a 5-digit number now. 5 digits.
20.
20. Keep going. 3 more numbers.
Whatever you can think of.
30.
30, and I'll make the last number is 9. Okay? Alright, so there's my number, right? Instead of knowing what spot it ends in and all that, how many numbers are behind the decimal? How many numbers are back here?
5.
5. It's 5 digits, right? It's 5 digits long behind the decimal. So you're going to put 5 zeros on the bottom. This is the number that's behind the decimal, and you put 5 zeros back here.
So no matter how much the top number gets, the bottom number gets.
Yep, it'll always be bigger on the bottom. Yep. And so that's the idea, and what you're going to do is if you want to type this in, it will give you the same answer. Now, what I'd like you to do right now, type in the 20,309, hit a little ABC button, type in the 100,000 underneath it, and let's see if it simplifies. I don't think it does. I think it will stay the same. It might just tell you the 0.20309. I don't know if it will simplify.
ABC what?
Same number.
Yeah, just the same number. So you hit the little ABC and type in your 100,000. That's the number on the bottom. One with 5 zeros on it. And your calculator, when you hit it, it'll just give you the decimal, right? It goes right back to the original decimal because you can't simplify it. So the calculator's like, well, you can't simplify it, they probably just want the decimal. So there's your decimal. Exactly. That's how you know if it will simplify or not. Okay? All right, now, why do we do this? If you had a certain percent on like a test, and you wanted to make, what would that score be? Maybe you were trying to think about, okay, what do I need on my final? What do I need on my science test today? You can start with your percent, maybe I need 84% to pass. you could change it to a fraction, figure out what your score needs to be, simplified. Okay, we'll talk about how you can convert that to your questions later. Okay, is there any questions on how to convert decimals back to fractions? You just put the zeros on the bottom, it's pretty easy. I think it's easy both directions. Now, let's play our game today.
The rules. The rules.
Okay, here's how it works.
Here, pencil.
Okay, I'll let you guys just play and I'll explain the rules as we go. Okay, now you're gonna get 10 cards. What do you get? 5? Is that 5 cards now? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, now lay the cards down, face down in front of you like that, and line them up. You can put them in rows of 5s. I don't really care. Okay, that's fine. Okay, and again, you can't look at. Okay, and we're gonna do our little. I'll explain the rules to you, and then we'll really focus the math tomorrow on like what the math is behind this. Okay?
Tomorrow?
Or Monday. Sorry, Monday. Okay.
Oh yeah, today's Friday.
So
What am
try
I
to line them
thinking?
up in rows of 5s. Rows of 5. So maybe 5 across, like such, like that.
I like this though. That's cool.
Yeah. Let's just try to go in rows of 5s. All right. So go in rows of 5s here, like that. All right. There you go. All right. Now, when you're looking at your hands, all right. This is going to be 1, okay, if you can see my hand, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Got it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. Now, it's going to be, since I shuffled, and Eric, I shuffled to you first, it'll be Sam's turn first. All right, so Sam, the card that's face up here, if you guys can't see it, so I'll put the card right here. Okay, here's the deck, here's the card that's face up. All right, so your goal is to get all the cards face up with the correct numbers 1 through 10. Okay, that's your goal, okay, in your little hand, okay?
So we have to flip.
You're gonna have to flip them over eventually, one at a time, eventually in your hand. Okay, the person who gets them all 10 kind of filled in wins, okay? And you're gonna take turns as you go. Kings are wild. King can be any card that you want it to be. Queen, you can steal from your neighbor if they have a card face up that you want, that you need. Jack, when you lay a jack down, you can skip the next person, comes right back to you again. Okay, so how you start this game? You have to draw. You can draw from the face down pile or the face up. I recommend the face up because you already know what this card is and you need it.
True.
You need the 3. You're going to place it in the 3 pile. So the 3 pile is that one. So So have it face up. You're going to lay it down right where the 3 card needs to be, and you're going to flip this card over, and now lay that down. Now show the camera what that card is. That card's a 5. You're going to lay it on the 5 column, which is over there. That card. So lay that one down. Flip that one over. What card is that? That's a 4. So lay down the 4 column. Pick up that card. That's an 8. Lay it where 8 needs to go. 8 needs to go there. Yep. Keep flipping.
3.
3. You already have a 3, so you just got to throw it away. Now it's your turn. Okay, so now you can pick up the 3, which I'd probably recommend because you need it. Yep, you place down your 3. Okay, now that's a wild. You place it down on any of the cards you want, and you pick up the card that was underneath it. So let's go with the 10 spot. Okay? So he has a 9, so he picks up 9.
Uh-oh.
What is that? A queen. So queen, you can steal any of his cards that you want. So obviously I would not recommend stealing the 3. You already have a 3. So maybe a 4, 5, an 8. Steal any of his.
8.
So steal the 8. So place that down in his 8 pile. So now to win, Sam, you need to get rid of that queen. So you can't leave the queen sit there. Okay, so you're gonna place the 8. Yep, you pick up that. Keep going. What is that? 6. 6 goes there. Yep.
Hey, you little.
So keep going.
What happens if you get the ace?
Ace. Yep.
Oh, okay,
Ace
so
goes
it
in the 1
counts.
spot. Yep. So he's on a roll here.
I go.
7. He's still going.
You stop.
Oh,
What is that? He already has a 9, so he lays down the 9. All right, now you do need the 9, so I'd probably pick up the 9, because you do need it. And now what you're trying to do here, lay down your 9.
These counts as 10s, right?
That's 8. No, that's 8. So you need to get rid of this card eventually. You can't leave that sit there. So eventually you have to get rid of it. So, yep, place your 9 card down. So is that your 7? Or
Wait.
6? 6 is right there. Yep, 6. Okay, pick that card up. 8, good. So pick up your 8. So you got rid of the queen finally, and now throw the queen away. And now you can't pick it up again, so you can't steal. It's already been used, so you can't use it again. All right, so now draw, because you need to draw. 4, nice. He's almost done.
Somewhat confusing game, but it's still cool.
All right, and what is that? King, place it down to your 2, because it's a wild.
Oh.
And done, throw it away.
You.
And he's done. He won. Okay, so now, how this game works.
We should play with more cards.
Yeah. So now what's going to happen? We're gonna start all the way over again. Okay, we're gonna start all the way over. You now only will have 9 cards out because you've got 10 completed,
Oh.
and you're only going 1 through 9 now. You're still going 1 through 10 because you didn't finish, and you're trying to race down who can get down to the beginning. Okay, let's do it again. So I'll shuffle again. Okay, I'll take your cards. So I'm gonna deal 9 to you, and now the thing is, Eric, you get to go first this time, since I shuffled to you first last time. So Sam will get the first cards. All right, you want to get rid of the cards first. All right.
You can say it if you want to.
Depends if you still like that one person.
Which one?
All right, here we go.
Who was our set
Okay.
yesterday?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's your last, and 10. Okay, your cards out in front of you. You have 1 through 5. You have 1 through 5, 1 through 4.
Cool.
Eric, you get to go first in this case.
5.
There's your 5, and now lay down your 4. So you're only going 1 through 9. So if you get a 10, you're gonna have to throw it away, okay? Because you don't need 10. Okay, got it. He picks up
Need a
3.
10 if
Smart.
there's one.
Okay, lay down your 3. Okay, good. 10. Lay it down. So now
Pick a
you-
10.
Yep, you'll need the 10.
And 10 goes right here, right?
Yep, 10 goes in the last one. Perfect. So you can steal his card, because that's a queen. So you can steal. So steal is 3.
Thank you.
Place your 3 where it needs to go. Nice. Keep going. 6.
4, 5, 6.
Yep. 9.
9.
Nice.
5.
5. Yep. King, wild, so you can go anywhere you want. And you can't steal kings.
Okay, I was gonna say, so you can't go over to his
No.
side and get something.
No, kings you can't steal. And even if he had a queen, he couldn't steal a king because it's not a card you can steal.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, 3 you got to throw it
Okay.
away. Now, perfect, you need that. Because you do need to get rid of the queen. So boom, you just replaced and now throw that card away. You can't pick up the queen again because it was already used, so you get to draw from the draw pile. So, nope, you're done. 'Cause you
Wait,
threw
so
your card
I
away.
draw and then...
You draw, and now you're starting to go again. Jack, so you lay it down. That's a skip, so it skips him, goes right back to you again. So draw again.
Elsa, I hate you.
Now, if we had 3 or 4 players, it would skip the
Confusing.
next person. 3, don't need it, throw
There
it
you go.
away. All right, so. Eric, back up.
But.
What are you doing? You gotta draw first there, select. Okay. Boom, yep, lay it down. 8's good.
Get it to the 3. Get it to the 3. That's not a 3.
8 already has it, good.
Actually, I need that,
You
though.
need the 8, yep. Now, if we had a bigger group of people, it is harder because you're all trying to fight for those positions. Queen, you can steal one of his, because it is a queen, that is a steal. You
This
do
is
need
a
a
new
4
queen, too.
or a 2, so you probably want to steal his 4.
Ah. Bye.
Good. So, 2, done. And he finished. So, oh, nice, even had a wild. So, so he's done. So the game's over. Aaron, look, so you're done with 10, so now you're both to 9, because you didn't finish your 9.
I said I'm gonna come back with a rage of fear.
Okay. You guys starting to get the game now? Now, what we're going to do next week is we're going to be looking at the math behind
It's gonna
it.
be harder with the math.
Yeah, so you're going to have to calculate, like, what card do you need, how many cards are still in the deck, that type of thing. So
All
we'll
those
really
stats.
talk about the math, like how many cards are in a deck, how many you do need, and what can help you, all that good stuff. Because there's actually quite a few. You're actually going to be surprised on the percents on what you could use that would still help you. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, and Sam, it's yours first. So,
This is gonna go quick.
Wait, so quick question.
yes,
So I'm gonna have one row of 5 and then
1 row of 4. Yeah, and you can make it any way you want. You can have so if this year like you're 1 through 4, and then 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's fine. You can do it that way. You just have
I
to
can live
remember
with
the
that.
order.
And I'm going first, so
Yep, you're going first. So you probably want the 2. Yep.
I'm obviously gonna need that. King.
Wild, nice. You can put it anywhere you want.
Be good.
No, you don't need 10.
Oh yeah, that's
Or
right.
go 1 through 9, so you're gonna wanna throw that away. Throw it. You don't need that one as well, Eric, so.
Drop out.
Oh, what are you doing? Did you draw a card first?
Oh,
No, go flip those back, yeah.
Gotta
Flip those
remember
back.
those.
So, alright, let's draw a
I
card
say
first.
now I say mix them up so he doesn't know those are the same ones.
oh dang you.
Ah.
I don't play fair.
Okay, perfect. Alright, Jack, you can skip, so lay it down, and it's your turn again to draw.
Nice one.
Skip again, so it keeps going. In a big group, it would skip the next person and go to the next one, so. Okay, wild, you can go anywhere you want. So,
Spiffy.
so you're going for the 2. Okay, you have a 2, so you're going to want to lay it down here and use the king to go somewhere else because it's wild, so you can go anywhere. Okay, 8, you can go to your 8 pile now. Yep.
No. With
King
the
should go wild again. Yeah, he's got a lot of kings. We're almost used them all now.
He had like a bunch. He had like 2 jacks too.
6,
Will you
8.
mind?
Oh man, he might win this.
Will
Nope.
you mind?
Oh,
Will.
6, and you can throw it away. Alright.
I got 1.
Oh man, he's down to 1.
You get fine.
You got, let's see, 1, 2, 3.
Yep.
What was it 5? But now it's
8, yep. 2, you already have it. Lay it. Good. He doesn't need it. Alright. He's at 5. Oh, and he nailed it.
Oh, you
Got it.
nailed it on point. See, it's just gonna go back and forth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
You guys
8.
got the game now?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
So,
Ha, awesome.